Okay, good evening, Vietnam. And to all you veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Whoever you served, wherever you served, whoever you served with, forever how long you served, you're still a veteran. God bless you all and thank you. Okay, welcome to LZ Bunker. This is the Veterans Live Show. Tonight, we have a very special guest, George Fallon from the 101st Airborne Division, 1st Brigade Separate. He served with C Company, 2nd 327th Airborne Infantry. Their motto was no slack. In other words, they kicked a lot of butt. He is now the president of the 101st Airborne Division Association, New York, New Jersey chapter. Now we'll go to our photo line and be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, for our first photo, from David Weldon, 3rd Platoon, Company D, 2nd of the 5th Infantry, 1st Air Cav, 1970, fresh out of Cambodia. Well, it looked like those guys could use a rest. Okay, guys, go Air 1st Cav. Next picture, thank you, David. From Brian Russell, Headquarters and Headquarters Company, 2nd and the 2nd Mechanized Infantry, I imagine. He was with Combat Medic in the 1st Infantry Division, 1969. All right, thanks, Doc. You guys helped a lot, saved a lot of lives. Thank you. Next photograph from Herman W. Hughes. Looks like a captain. Sorry, Captain. U.S. Navy at Cuyvet in 1968. He's got that 1,000-yard stare there. Exhaustion is evident. Amen to that, brother. Thank you, sir, for your service. The next picture is from Joey Fryer in front of the 1st to the 4th Cav headquarters in Lai Khe, Vietnam, 1969. Thank you for that picture. Relaxing there a little bit. And this should be the last. Danny Scala, 3rd Platoon Golf Company, 2nd of the 7th, 1st Marine Division, 1970, in Hill 55. Semper Fi, brothers, and veterans, good Veterans Day to you as well. Okay, so now we're going to run over to our the Vietnam timeline, November 11th, 1967. 3 United States POWs were released in Phnom Penh in Cambodia. Also, for the Americal and the 1st Cav Division combined in Operation Wheeler in Quang Nang, Quang Tri Province. The purpose of the operation was twofold: to release the pressure on the Marines and reinforce the 3rd Marines Amphibious Force. The later the Marines moved north, the operation lasted 12 months and resulted in 12,000 enemy casualties. Job well done, sirs. Okay. The #1 song in 1967 was To Sir With Love. Okay, guys, who sang that? Come on. Remember Lulu? That was her. Okay. The #1 song in 1968 on this date was Hey Jude. I imagine you remember those guys called the Beatles. Okay. All right. November 11th, 1972. The massive Long Binh base was handed over to the South Vietnamese. It served as headquarters of the 1st Logistics Command. It marked the end of 7 years of direct United States involvement. After Long Binh was returned, over 29,000 United States soldiers remained in Vietnam, mostly advisors, helicopter crews, and supply troops. Okay, November 11th, 1972, #1 song by Johnny Nash. Okay, think about it, guys. Ready? I can see clearly. Maybe that the war was over. We started to see clearly. Okay, that's the end of our timeline. So we're going to bring in our special guest now, George Fallon from 1st 327, 101st Airborne Division. Hi, George.
Hi, brother.
What's going on, man?
Just living day by day.
You're not nervous, are you?
Not at all.
All right, let's start off with tell us a little bit about your initial journey in the military from time, like sort of like the time you signed up to the time you got to Vietnam.
Okay, I signed up right from high school, volunteered for Vietnam. Went to, where did we go? Fort Dix. And then from there, I went down to Georgia to advance airborne training. And from there, I went to for airborne school. And then from there, I went to Vietnam. And I
What,
went
what,
in. What?
what was the story with the Marines?
Oh. When I first went up, I was going to join the Marines, but they were out to lunch. So this guy next to me, an Army guy, he says, "You like that guy in that parachute?" He had a poster on the wall. I said, "Yeah, he looks good." He said he gets paid $55 a month, more than those Marines will pay you.
So in other words,
So
that was like the enlistment office.
yeah, it was. I was a listener. They had Army on one
So you
side.
were going to go into
on
the
the
Marine
other.
place, and you went into the Army place.
So I $55, make it more than
Yeah.
Marine. Okay, I'm in.
Hey, back then it was a lot of money, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So how'd you get to Vietnam? What route you take?
Well, I flew out of Fort Dix. We went up to Alaska and then to Japan and then to Vietnam.
Where'd you land?
We landed in Tan Son Nhut.
Oh, okay, down south there. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you were assigned to the first 327th?
No, second 327,
Oh, I'm
Charlie
sorry.
Company.
Okay, Charlie Company, second 327. And uh, and your job there was?
I was assistant machine gunner.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I
Okay.
carried all the rounds.
Yeah, I got that ammo bearer. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool. You know they were going to look up. They were going to go after you though. That's for sure.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I went 2 months operations with Charlie Company, and we were getting resupplied, and they told me, I was walking point then, to stay there. That Hawk Recon was going to meet with us, and so when I stopped, this guy from Recon stepped out right next to me, and I will shit myself, and so I said to myself, I want to be that guy. I want to hide in the jungle. So when I got back, I volunteered for it, and they took me.
So that was Hawk Recon.
Hawk
And
Recon.
were you attached to anybody, or what was the setup? How many?
I was with Charlie Company, and then we went to headquarters company. That's where Recon was, and we worked. There were six-man teams, and we worked out of a 6-man team, and they sent us out to reconnoiter before the battalion went in to see what kind of weapons they were carrying, any kind of intelligence like that.
Yeah. So when you got dropped, what you dropped in? You got a helicopter ride in, and then
they brought us in about 7:30 at night, or somewhere around that, just at dusk, and they usually probably did a false landing, and then they did another one, so they make the enemy not know where we were, and then we'd have to go into the bush and stay there for about a half hour, and that was a lot of you would, oh man, these guys gonna be all over us, and then after no one came, we started our operation. We started our recon. Yeah,
that's interesting. All right, what kind of casualty rate did you have with the recon being a 6-man team?
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 killed, and we had several wounded. Yeah.
So did you meet up against bigger?
I wasn't wounded. Huh?
Did you meet up with bigger forces?
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. What happened was we came in on this hill, and it was a special forces camp, and our helicopter had a problem, so it went into Chu Lai, and we said, "Man, we're done." I said, "We'll stay here and they'll give our operations," but they got us back in another helicopter and they took us up there. But what happened was the special forces were there, but they didn't remove their minefields. So when Americans were coming in, they were jumping off the helicopters and stepping on bouncing betties.
Oh my God! Really?
Mortars that go up about 3 feet and then blow out, and a lot of casualties. So, and then the bottom of the hill was an NVA base camp. Talk about Yeah, so we didn't
Hey,
have to
you
look.
volunteered, man. You volunteered.
Yeah, but we didn't have to look too far, you know. So they put us out, and they
Okay, let me ask you a question.
yeah.
I got a note here about half of your advanced infantry training unit went to the 173rd and the Airborne
Yeah.
Brigade, and the other half
Mhm.
went to the 101st. How'd that
Yeah.
work out?
Well, it was jump school. I think there was 700 of us. I just forget. But when we graduated, like I said, we had 30 days leave, and then they sent us to Vietnam. And
Nice,
half of it, huh?
nice. 30 days leave.
Yeah, yeah. And
Did
half of
everybody
us,
return? Did
huh?
everybody show up after leave?
Oh yeah, yeah. They were, yeah, we were airborne. You know, we didn't have a brain. So uh, half of us went to the 101st, and the other half went to the 173rd. And a lot of my classmates who went to 173rd were killed.
No, that's
That's when they
sad.
got caught between two NVA forces, and
Right.
they got yeah, they were fighting hand to hand,
Yeah.
and they got a lot of casualties. I
And you
was
went
up
over
on
in 60. You
I
went
was
over
on
in
a relay,
67.
huh?
You went over in
67, huh?
67.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was on a
They had
relay
a,
station, and I could hear it on the radio, the fighting going on with the 173rd, and they were using the Vietnamese weapons, and they take them off them and shooting them, and because they were out of ammo, and it was terrible. Yeah.
right. Right. Wow. All right. Tell us about the time that someone called some artillery in.
Oh yeah, that was on they called it the trench. They had about eight
The tent.
miles of trench that went across, and
Okay.
they had foliage over the top of it, so the NVA could move this shit, and you could never see them. And we found it, and we went in there, and we found rice and weapons and different things they cached along there. But while we're going through there, we're about ready to leave, and the Tiger Force, which was the 1327 recon, they thought we were North Vietnamese, and they called artillery in on us, and it knocked hit this one guy, broke his rifle in half, and he got wounded, and so we had to stay there, and this is where it got crazy. We set up a parameter, but we're lucky we had great NCOs, and they said if we get hit, I'm going to yell white horse, and we'll fall back to this trench together. So we're up there, and I'm about ready to go to sleep. I'm fighting to stay awake. And this medic we had, he looked outside his area, and he saw the NVA setting up a machine gun. And he threw a grenade out, and they threw two back and blew half his ass off him. And so this, and then we heard whistles and the horns, and these NVA were really coming over at us. And he yelled white horse, and we fell back behind it. They threw a satchel charge into the trench. It didn't go off. We had a couple of guys wounded there, and this one guy, he was a sergeant, and he called in 5 batteries of artillery by himself, and that's what saved us. I mean, they blew these North Vietnamese guys up, man. They were clubbing them, and we ran out of ammo. Uh, and then what I did was this fella had a Bowie knife, and he was deceased, and I got his Bowie knife, and I was shitting like a dog shitting razors, and all of a sudden this calm came over me, and I said, "All right, this is it. I'm gonna get killed. Well, I'm gonna take as many of these bastards with us," and and then the artillery kept them back, and then we had this A company come in. They were coming in to help us, and it broke. Now, after this operation was over, we're back at the TOC CP. That's where the colonel was, and we're drinking beer in this hooch, and they had this record player, and they were playing. All these guys were country guys, they like country music. And this one guy came in and said, "Man, I don't like this, man. Let's put on some soul." And this guy who called in the 5 batteries artillery, he stood up and shot that guy dead. Sat back down with us and was drinking beer. And
Oh my God.
And then they come in, they took him out, and he wound up down in Longview Junction. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Little pressure, huh?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Little pressure in those situations. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
All right, let's move 50 years. Let's move
What?
50 years forward. How long you
Yeah.
been with the 101st Airborne Division Association?
I don't know, 25 years or whatever.
There you go. And
What?
you did you used to go down to Vinny's place? What's his name? The Jewish rabbi. Oh gosh, what the heck? I forget his name. He had the furniture store in Jersey City by the airport.
Yeah. Yeah. In Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's okay.
He
International Furniture Rental. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was a great guy. I mean, he had
Mickey Cohen.
Mickey Cohen. Yeah.
There you go.
When he went during World War II, he took everything that Hitler had. I mean, he got into that wolf bear, whatever he had that up at and he went in and took everything he could.
That was the best place to have a meeting. Everybody had a recliner, a sofa, an armchair, some kind of international furniture rental showroom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but he was a great guy. He was very good for the airborne and the veterans. And what we're doing for the veterans, we have this raffle we're doing right now, and it's for $1,500, $500 worth of booze, and another one 42-inch TV, and we sold over $8,000 worth of tickets, and we might have 9,000. And what we want to do is give $101 to a organization or to someone who needs it. That was a veteran. So
nice.
Any of your people out there, you can get a hold of me or get a hold of you. And if you know anybody that needs that, you have to give us their address and what's taking place with that particular person.
I got you. So if they're in need, get in touch with me. I could or the Vietnam Veterans Photo Club, and they could forward the name and address to you.
Yeah, and the drawing for it will be December 7th.
Okay.
And this way, from that on, anybody with Christmas problems or they need money for association or for an individual, just let us know, and we'll take care of the vets. That's what we're all about. What?
Tell me about the pizza parties you have at the hospital and stuff like that with the veterans.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of them. We go down to Lions home. We have pizza party for them, and then we buy canteen tickets and we give them out to each one of the veterans, and they can go there and buy candy, whatever things they like, and so we take care of them. And we go once a year, and if they need anything, they get a hold of us, and we'll send it down there. Mm-hmm.
So what do you like about the association?
I like the camaraderie.
Yes,
See, I'm the president, but I guess I don't have to do anything because everybody's the president.
You're right. You know that everybody does take charge of something.
We had that Bastogne reunion up in West Point, and they put it together, man. Nobody is above anybody, and everybody gets a hand. And
the funny thing about that is that they tell you one thing when you go in the Army: never volunteer. But all we do is volunteer.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, Airborne is the only school that doesn't have a book.
You're right.
They're not the smartest guys in the world, Yeah.
Oh, you're killing me, George. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's not we can afford. Go ahead.
That's great. Anything else you want to add before we close? About Veterans Day or whatever?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the vets. the moms and dads who had their kids go over to the war and never came back, or came back and they were dead, and all the sacrifices done uh, by the veterans and their families, and of course, let's give a shout out to the wives. I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my wife. I mean, she put up with everything for me, and she kept me around. And I thought I'd be dead by 30, but here I am, 74, and I had 6 strokes, and I shook them off and yelled, "Airborne," and I'm still here.
I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
thank you so much.
oh, you're welcome. And your
Appreciate
son,
it.
give your son
Yep.
Matt.
Matt, I give him every shout. He works too hard for this thing, man. He's a great
Yes, he
producer
does.
and director and
Matt does
everything.
all the work, and
That's right.
and you're the show dog. That's all.
He's trying to do my legacy. It's like,
Yes, he is. Yes,
okay,
he
my
is.
man. Thank you,
Hey, have a
George.
good one. Give
We're
my
going to do the
blessing to
sound
Betsy.
off. Wait, hang on. We're going to do a sound off thing here.
Okay.
Matt, let's bring a sound off show in. Should Okay. From Marie Kennemer. Hello. I drove to the Agent Orange commemoration in Springfield, Tennessee, and now we got to drive back to Texas. Sounds like a mission, doesn't it? Yes, it does. And it's sad about that Agent Orange thing, but finally recognition is due, and it's due a lot more in a lot more different ways. First of all, we got to thank President or ex-President Trump for dealing with the veterans the way he did, and he really got us going on a lot of things, especially first choice. Next, thank you. Okay, Richard Lee, Airborne, was with the 101st in Vietnam myself from January 68 through March of 70. Got to see a lot of country. Proud of all that served over there, and for that matter, all veterans that served. Thank you, Richard. Who's that, your son in that picture there? Is that you as a little boy? Let us know in the future. Thank you. Next. Hudson Valley Web TV. Thank you, veterans, for your service. And thank you, Hudson Valley Web TV. Appreciate you watching us. Okay, want to thank you, George, for being with us tonight.
Oh yeah,
And,
I forgot to tell you. I forgot
yeah.
to tell you that I was awarded the Silver Star on that
Oh.
up in July. Our recon team got overrun, and I was fortunate enough to give directions and to save the guy that lost his leg and eye, and there's a couple other wounded. But I thank God that I could do that, and I came home.
Amen, brother. Thank you. You're the man, George. You're a man's man. I know that. I know you
All
for a
right.
long time now, too. So thanks a lot. See you next time, brother. Take
All the
care.
way.
Amen. Airborne. All right, we want to thank you very much for showing up tonight. And any questions and any photos, you can just send them to Vietnam Veterans Club. We could put your photos on the show every when we get them. There's a lot coming in, and you could always send something in for a timeline, or as well as comment on the show as the other people did tonight. I want to thank you very much for listening. Say goodnight. Happy Veterans Day, I guess, is the thing to say, right? Happy Veterans Day, yeah. And thank you for all who served and all that are serving now. God bless you, and welcome home.